I'm super excited to have our guest on today. Kristina and I met as we Zoom chatted with Carl back in October for the Clean Week surge when that was coming out. And I have just watched her, and the girl has been soaring ever since. Got to hear her speak at Leadership back in November. And just recently, she was on the National Wake Up Call. And last week hit an incredible, 10-star qual in the first? And a 4-star qualifying in her second business center. So to say that she has this ability to help pop some diamonds is an understatement. And as we were talking about who we could have, speak on this call, I was like, I'm going to ask Kristina because the girl's blowing up her business, and I would love to have her speak to all of us and kind of just share what's been working for her. So I'll let her tell a little bit more about her story and how she got started. And Kristina, just so give you your audience, you're talking to diamonds, new diamonds, star diamonds, and people who want so badly to be diamond. So you can take it away. I'll mute myself.
Thanks, guys. I feel so humbled. I still feel like such a little guy in this Beachbody world. So it's crazy to even be in this position. A little bit about my backstory is I actually have all my degrees in health and fitness. I'm a fitness junkie. And so I can be a little bit more unfiltered on here than I can on the National Wake Up Call. Cause I literally got the yeah, you can't say any of that. And I'm that was everything I was going to say. But I actually wanted nothing to do with Beachbody. I thought it was just hoaxy and scammy and gross. And I knew nothing about Beachbody. I just would see family or friends that would try it out and post it on social media. And they always did that Hail Mary post, this is what I'm doing. This is my transformation. And then they did the dip because 3 people liked it. And they're this business sucks. It's not going to work. No one's coming to me. And so I just had a really bad taste in my mouth for it. And I wanted nothing to do with it. I didn't follow any Beachbody coaches, knew nothing about it whatsoever. Clients of mine would ask what do you think of this Shakeology? And I'm I don't know anything about it. So I'm not going to talk bad about it. I just know it's expensive. I didn't even know the price. I was just told that it was expensive, and so I ran with it. So I was super duper ignorant to the whole situation. And it came to a point that in my own personal journey is I've always been super insecure. I had this health and fitness background, but I never felt like I had the body to match it. I knew what to do. I knew how to do it. And I was actually doing it, but my body just wasn't reacting to what I was doing. And so I was always super self-conscious about it. And I would see these people getting these mass results in 30 days. And I'm come on, I've done every over-exercise, under-exercise, juice cleanse. I've done it all. If it was healthy and didn't include some hoaxy saran wrap and stickers, I was on board. Okay. So when I finally saw somebody legit in my life that was doing this, and they had actually posted an income progression, and I had looked at it and was just well, if she can effing do it, I can do it. And it kind of just trickled in my head. Now, couple that with the fact that my husband was super active, out playing bar league, softball, blah, blah. I'm this fitness junkie on the side. I had kids. I had twin boys at the time. They were 15 months old around there. And I had just a day, the house was clean, the dinner was made, everything was good. And I'm sitting there. My husband walks in, probably 3 sheets to the wind, just enjoyed a night out with his friends, and was you need a hobby. And I was you still want your man parts, don't you, my friend? And I was livid because I'm that was really rude. I just your kids are still alive. I did my job. House is clean. There's dinner on the table for you, and you're going to come in and insult me. But it stuck in my head. And then I'm what is my hobby? What do? I have no identity whatsoever. And I started kind of feeling suffocated a little bit. And then I was going in my head, the different hobbies I could come up with. And I even thought of bowling. I was thinking of anything. I'm what can I do that's not really going to take me away from my kids, but still give me a purpose and something fun to look forward to? And so 3 days later or so, we went to Florida. We have a place in Florida, so we're there all the time. And I was out on the beach with my kids, and my mom took a bunch of pictures, and they came back in, and I was absolutely mortified. I was so upset with her because she knows how to hit good angles. She's a female, and she was just not representing me. And I deleted an entire day of there's only one picture stage, and I still use it as a before picture, but it's so grainy because I'm so far in the background, I didn't even know I was there. So it's the only one that wasn't deleted. So I have to scroll in and then screenshot it. So I have that picture, but that entire day is erased. And I'm how many days am I erased from? We got to get it together. This cannot be happening. And so I was really in this position where at that time, my coach had reached out to me, and she got me on the phone. If you know anything about me, I will buy anything off the phone. If you corner me, I have a $1,200 vacuum cleaner that we've never even used just to get someone out of my house. So I knew that if she was going to get me on the phone, and I still I do not close people on the phone. I'm terrified of getting someone on the phone. And so, but this is the way I signed up. So talk about not leading from the front in that regard. But my mom was sitting next to me and I said, do not let me buy this. Whatever you do not let me do this. And she's like, you're not going to do it. You make fun of this. For the last 3 years, I've heard you mock people that do these dungeon workouts in the basement. Right. So one of my kids started crying. My mom left the room and she came back, and I signed up on a Wednesday night at 10:12 p.m. Okay. And I am someone, I'll tell you why this had happened, but I looked at my mom. I said, I need your credit card and I need your social. I called my husband. I said, I need your credit card. I need your social. I've got approximately an hour and 15 minutes to do something called Emerald because I need to do it by tomorrow. So this isn't happening in the next 5 days. Okay. Next 5 minutes. No idea what Emerald was. All I said to my coach was okay, well, what do I need to do? And she's like, first goal is to pop Emerald. What does that mean? You need to get 2 people underneath you. Fine, cake. I'll get that done. No problem. My mom is someone who, I come from a line of entrepreneurs. My family all my mom, my dad, my son, everybody runs their own business. So for me, investing in my business was a no-brainer. And when you're talking that I'm investing $300 in my business, I was like, make it rain over here. Let's just make this happen and jumpstart this business, right? I also am someone that a coming out post is terrifying to me because I'd seen so many people do it and I was like, bleh, and I didn't want to do it, right? So I had seen my coach actually post, people who hit Emerald and do this whole write-up, and I'm like, that's my coming out post. That's going to throw legitimacy out there. That is going to be something that's going to be profound in my business where I'm not going to have to say it. People are already going to be like, what is she doing? So for myself, me hitting that rank was something that needed to happen right out the gate, needed to get me going. And when I decided to coach, so those of you that aren't Diamond in here yet, I'm going to kind of talk from Diamond. And here's another thing. Melanie is guru, obviously, right? She's so systematic when she talks. I will show you the exact opposite of hot mess. There is no, I literally did this last night at midnight. I'm I probably should have something because I'm going on Melanie's call and I'm going to look like a freaking joke, but I'm going to show you how a hot mess can get it done. There's no reason that you have to do this the way that everybody else does things, right? So when you make the decision to coach, so whether you're trying to go for Star Diamond, and whatever you're trying to go for, it has to be a decision and it has to be a non-negotiable. Because how many things in your life have you tried to do, right? And if you are just trying to do something, that means you're already okay if you fail at it. You're already okay, and you've already given yourself an scapegoat that, okay, if this doesn't work, I'm okay with that. And guess what? That's not going to take you to the level that you want already envisioning what this business can do for you. So you have to make a decision. And when I say non-negotiable, my hair's going to burn off my head if it doesn't happen. There has to be fear behind it that my husband's going to think that I'm a joke if this doesn't work. I'm going to be raw and real, and hopefully don't throw this on YouTube because it's going to get bad. But I say this all the time. Husbands that aren't supporting you, one, a husband does not fight a paycheck. You get a paycheck coming in, he is not going to complain. 2, a husband that's going to complain about their wife getting hot and wanting to have sex, not going to complain. Those are 2 components that happen in our business that if you have a husband that is kind of about the business, make it happen. Get yourself a transformation, get your libido up, and break bank, right? Those are things that you can make possible if you make a decision to go all in. So with this, me saying that this is a decision, and it's not a decision that you're going to hope that this organically happens, because it's not. It's not going to be something, especially nowadays in this business and social media, that you can throw out. When I first started, people would throw out I've got a challenge group coming out. Who wants to be in? It's I'm in. It doesn't happen now because there's too many ads. There's too many things, people running different things. There's too many, all these different factors that type of organic reach doesn't happen. We all know that social media is screwing us around every which way. Who cares? Figure it out. Okay. So make that decision and put a date on it. And it's a non-negotiable date where that if that date starts creeping up, you are going to go knock on your neighbor's door. When people say, I don't have anybody. Do you have neighbors? Knock. I don't got sugar, but I got some Shaco. What flavor would you like? Right? You make it happen. You figure it out. I joke around, I call them Uncle Charlie's. I don't even have an Uncle Charlie, but you find a family member who's willing to help you in your business by enrolling. And even if you help them with their challenge pack, right? To collect the transformation. Because my first tip that I want to drop to you is go after your transformation first and get challengers transformations. If you lose your heart, the hustle behind it means absolutely nothing. If you lose your heart and passion behind behind our true purpose in this business, by helping people change their life, it's really going to become icky for you, right? You're going to be that icky salesperson because you're slinging products and you're not giving the feeling. We're females. We go off feelings. We want that vibe that this is going to change our life. We want to know how. We want to know how it's going to make me feel, all that stuff. So you got to give that to people. How are you going to give that? No one is going to fight a transformation. If you had a transformation, they're going to want to know why. They're going to know how. What are you doing? That is something that you get to provide these people with, this opportunity that gives them a foolproof plan, and it's a money back guarantee. It takes the fear right out of it from people. When you say money back, try it for 30 days. I don't care if you return it. I'll help you return it. I'll pack it up for you. You're not going to return it, but let's do it for 30 days and see what happens to your life, right? So making that decision, going for your transformation first and helping your challengers. So don't get out of that mode of, pouring your heart and soul into your challengers and just focusing on recruiting. I'm someone that does 99.9% of my recruiting via my challenge groups. I suck at recruiting outward. Like, I rarely ever talk about the coaching opportunity in my social media. I do in my stories, which everyone should be using. But social media, it's not my brand to talk about it. My people don't understand when I talk about it. My traction will plummet when I talk about it. So I recruit most of my people via my challenge group. And again, this is just what works for me. Okay. So I recruit because they already love the products. They're already getting a transformation. So the third week of the month, I'm always, because that's when you start getting those results, right? That's when you start losing the weight and it's past the water weight phase. Like, you're actually getting real results and you're feeling different, and people are starting to notice. You're noticing too. So I usually drop a post in my challenge group, and I do an invite to a sneak peek or whatever I've got going on, or just a call or whatever. And then I go and I message every single person in my challenge group, that even if I'm repeating it, right? And I'll message them and just say, like, hey, I'm not sure if you saw the post. Actually, I totally know that you did because it showed me. However, I noticed you skipped by it, and I've been like totally stalking you, and you need to do this with me. For a lot of us, especially if we're a stay-at-home mom or you're someone who's just lost confidence in anything, and let's be real, not many of us have people in our life that are like, I appreciate you so much. You're awesome in life, right? Having somebody come at you and say that to you in a moment that you're probably like, bleh, really lifts you up, and you get that taste of it, and you're like, I want more. I want somebody to tell me that I'm good all the time. I want someone to make me feel like this all the time. Like, this is what this opportunity can do. Like, awesome, right? So, putting those feelers out in your challenge groups, I will, like, if someone's got like a good selfie, right? Like, when you see someone in your challenge group that posts a good selfie, you're like, I am getting you one way or the other, because you already know, like, the hardest part of this business is to figure out how to take a selfie, and you've got it. So I will, like, hashtag save this for your coach page, save this for Instagram, get ready for when you launch your business. Like, and I'll throw it out there and like, ha ha ha, I've actually thought about it. I'm like, knew it. Don't worry. Can't wait to talk to you later. And just little teasers out there just to remind people that this opportunity isn't for people that decide that it is, but sometimes we have to let them know that they can. Okay. So there's that. And I want to make sure that I'm like somewhat on track. What did I do here? Okay, so here's the thing for those of you that are gunning for diamond right now. So we all have that roadmap to diamond, right? Like, you have your bubbles. I like slept, ate, breathed everything. That bubble sheet was crossed off. Like, it was like I was recreating bubbles. I was doing what I could. And I'm going to say the first thing, and I will say something that your coaches probably won't say to you. I won't say to my team because it comes off a little bit harsh, but you need to get to people you control. And I'm sure you already know what that means. And sometimes you're just like, yeah, eventually I will. Or I will tell you, every single person who has established themselves in the business is biting themselves that they waited too long to get that person. Even if you sign them up and they're just squatters for a hot minute, they have your top spot, and what's happening is you're gaining value. You are banking for later. It is crazy to me, people that don't hit Emerald right out the gun. And here I am saying this to you, and I'm such a pansy with my own team. I'm like, when you get there, and I'm like, can some other coach go on here and like slay it at them and tell them they have to do this? You have to do it. If you want to make this business, and if you're right now, you're already starting to grow your business, you have to get those top 2 spots, or as close as the top 2 spots as you possibly can, that you control. And if you're like, I don't really know who I could, you have someone in your life, trust me, that wants to get results, that would like to have beach bars. I just, like, people want to know how, like, half my team, like, blew up in a hot second. Those beach bars. We got a male test group of beach bars. How many men do you not even touch? I was like, every wife, your husband's going to sign up for beach bars. Every single person is signing up for beach bars. You're getting the 2-pack because you need to try both of them. You're going to do it for 2 months, and we're going to see how they feel. We're going to send you a questionnaire. Boom, right? You got to get creative. So you have this roadmap, okay? And this is one thing that I tell every single coach. Put 5 names in each bubble. And it's your goal to get at least one to convert to that spot. Now, say you get through that and you're like, I invited everybody and that didn't work. Well, guess what? Now next week it's 10. You have to keep upping the ante. And if you look at these and you're like, okay, I'm going to invite 30 people in a week. And I know that right now with the, what do they say? 3 to 5 invites a day. That's nothing. That is nothing. You have to 10x that. You have to blow it up as high as you can, right? Because that's going to up the possibility of you converting someone over and legitimately changing their life. Like, this isn't slinging Tupperware. This is us changing people's life. And it sounds so corny until you're actually a part of it. And then you get it. And you're like, no, I actually am changing someone's life. When you start and you're having a really hard and you're getting the no's and everything, and somebody comes to you and is like, oh my God, I just slid on a pair of pants I haven't worn in like 5 years. I'm crying on my floor. I cannot even believe that happens. That empowers you like nothing other, and the no's don't even matter. Someone said this to me and I was like, no, the no's do matter because it drains the shit out of me, right? So the no's to me now mean nothing. That is on them. And this is what I'm going to say, and I usually end it with this, but I want to say it now, that think of the first time you ever saw a Beachbody coach post, right? It's probably been like, especially if you haven't been a coach for like 5 years, it's probably been a few years. Like, we've all seen the infomercials, everything. Think about the amount of time it took till you signed up, right? Think of that amount of time. For me, I always say 4 years. It was probably 10, but like 4 makes it more like graspable for me. But so say 4 years. Say someone says no to me over and over and over. I was that no. I have a collection of conversations from coaches reaching out to me, because me being in the fitness industry, I had like a red light. It was like, invite this girl, get her to coach. And I was like, it either ghost you, I wouldn't even answer. You'd see, I see the message and I wasn't going to respond because I was awkward. Or I would be like, oh, thanks so much for thinking of me. I'm really not into that sales thing, but you go, girl, you're doing awesome. That was my response generically. I had made an actual document once for my team of every invite I've gotten. And there's a lot of them, right? I said no to every single one. So I think to myself, how has my life changed? Not even the business aspect, but physically, emotionally, all the aspects of my life has changed. If someone would have given up, if someone wouldn't have keep inviting me, if someone would have gotten frustrated with the no and quit, if this whole business would have crumbled because everybody kept saying no and people got frustrated, my life would not be changed. So like for me, I have this 4 year, I've been a coach for 3 years next month. Till 4 years, I will never, ever get mad at the no's. Even now I'm past the point of getting mad at the no's, but I won't, because that's me. Like, that's myself saying no. And if I get mad at me, I'm never going to change my own life. So it's going to take me 4 years to even crack someone like myself to believe that this opportunity is going to change their life. So it doesn't matter. I will get no's all day. I'm like, all right, girl, I'm going to follow you up with you next month. All right, girl, I'm going to hit you up next month. I have no problem with the no's, because I know that I was the hardest no of all time. And I have completely flipped my life upside down in so many different ways. It's like insane. And again, no's don't mean squat to your business. No's are your follow-ups. No's are still growth to your business. No's are not something that like drained your business, put your business in negatives. No's gives you a list of people you can follow up. And that list is gold. Okay. So those no's, don't get frustrated, get empowered by those no's. Cause it's like, I'm going to get you, girl, and I'm going to change your life. And you are going to be a story that's going to come on here and say this next time. And that's pretty sick that it would all come down to you not giving up on someone. Okay. So, one thing, so those of you that are diamonds, you're going for star diamonds, or upline coaches that need to put a little bit of pressure on your coaches, this is something that has been good. We're all female. We love FOMO, right? Like, we can't handle like missing out on something. We want to be included in things. And so we created something called the Diamond Watch. And all it is, and you guys probably have done this, but it's just like, maybe you haven't done it in a minute, so a reminder, but you having that diamond bubble chart, and it's yours. And even if you reach out to your coach and like, listen, I don't know how to have a conversation with my girl that she needs to pop emerald. She's got one person, or her husband won't sign up until she gets one person, and XYZ, whatever. And you're like, I don't know how to push her to get emerald, right? Because it's hard when you're their coach, because it looks like it's for your benefit, right? But if you make it a team effort and you have your upline coach be like, oh my God, look who's on Diamond Watch, and you put out their entire downline, right? And you have 2 little legs that are coming off Stacy over here, who doesn't want to sign up anyone, she's going to realize that it's her hitting emerald that's going to get your team hitting diamond, right? There's something profound. One, it puts a little pressure on them. One, it's also like, oh my God, I'm going to be a part of something. And oh my God, everybody knows that it's up to me. Watch me do this. Because we're female. We can do anything we want. If you want diamond, you could hit diamond tomorrow. It just has to happen, right? So it is something that I have found has been really cool in our business, that we'll have like a chart of them and it just adds this momentum, and you get the whole team supporting. Like, I think like team support is huge. And you get the whole team supporting. They're watching them. I'm going to update it every single time that person signs someone. And I'll say, because we don't have a lot of time, obviously, hey, let me know when you sign someone, or hey, you do your own chart and let me know, send it to me, and I'll post it to the team page, right? I will give you that shout out, and it just boosts that momentum and that excitement leading up, and like, oh my God, 3 days, do you think they can do it in 3 days? And it just like, everybody gets a little bit more excited about it, and they're going to work a little bit harder. And you can even add like, this is a sample script that you could do. This is something that you could do to try to push, and go for your follow-ups and do X, Y, Z, and just give a little bit of tidbit that affects the whole team, but it puts that pressure on your coaches to level up their business and go for it, right? So I'm also someone, if you are a newer coach, specifically, and I still practice this, I don't have a niche market. I have no idea what my niche market is. Like, if you, certain teams you see roll up and they're like clones of each other, and you're like, I know whose team you're on, like you can spot them. My team, and I love them dearly, are like the garbage plate of like a team. It makes no sense whatsoever. My people, you would have no idea they're on my team. Like, it makes no sense. And I love this because, one, I have a like, I accept everyone. I have something where it's like, I don't care if your profile picture doesn't align with me. If I can get you goals, we're going to get you goals. And then you might want to be a coach, right? And that's just me, and that's how I function. And as a new coach, do not get stuck up in niche market. You don't have a niche market. You have an open market for every damn person you can help. So don't get stuck in this like, okay, I've got my 5 things that define me, and this person does not fit that criteria, so they're probably not going to be beneficial for my team. So I'm just going to hold off on that person. They're scary anyways. And I'll say this, there's no one scary. I have a girl on my team that had cheated with my ex-boyfriend in high school I was with for 5 years. She's now on my team. Scary people do not exist because we are helping every single person. And it's like a running joke now. People are like, oh my God, like I tell my team, okay, today's scary day. You're going to go through your friends list and you are going to invite, close your eyes, hit send, because your scary people typically sign up before you're like people that you're like, that's a sure in. Your scary people are the ones that sign up and you're like, oh my God. And then it empowers you and you're like, I can invite everybody. So have a certain day where you're like, we're going in for our scary people. And you can even humble yourself and say like, hey, no joke, I'm actually terrified of sending this because you're 10 times cooler than me in high school. But guess what? I think that you would have awesome in doing this. Like, this could be so much fun. Have you ever thought about doing this? Right? It doesn't have to be some like, sales pitchy script. It can just be you being like, remember that time that we like fought over X, Y, and Z? Let's squash that right now, and you need to jump in here. Like, be funny about it where it'll get a response, right? If you go into it with a copy paste script, they're gonna be like, girl, I read you. Like, let's be real. You get someone that's selling something out there, right? Within 30 seconds, it's like TikTok. I'm just waiting for that invite. You know what it's going to say. You know how it's going to come across. You know everything about it. So be yourself. Like, I'm huge on authenticity, being yourself, representing yourself. You are not a Stepford coach. You are not a Beachbody coach. You are partnered with Beachbody. You are not slinging Beachbody products. You are aligning yourself with Beachbody products, right? So differentiate yourself from that and realize that people are coming to you based off who you are and what you're about. And they might not look like you, talk like you, be like you, shop at stores like you, but that doesn't mean you can't help them. Okay. So I'm someone who's like, squash the niche market and just all the freaking people you can grab, get them. Okay. Like I said, incentives and creating FOMO. We're big on that. Like we align like every push that we have on like everybody who hits it and holds for 6 weeks, we get a spa day or I know you guys do team retreats and stuff like that. You don't want to miss out on that stuff. Like, go clutch mode, make this happen. Like, it's crazy if someone's like 4 to 5 coaches away and it's like, oh my God, call every single person you know and make this happen. Like, get in there. So creating FOMO and incentives and things, I think it's an awesome opportunity. I saw somebody the other day say like, everybody who signs up with a challenge pack, I'm giving a free box of the bars away. And I was like, I hate shipping with a passion. So I'm like, how are you doing this? She's like, well, when they get offered that 10% anyways, and I'm just PayPaling them or giving them an Amazon gift card or something for that box. I'm like, okay, let's think about that. You're making, $50 on that purchase, possibly more because you're going to get the volume and the commission from the bars too. Do you really have a problem, slinging $15 over their way? Probably not. So having incentives and different things. I'm someone that will throw out like a teaser, but I'm really going to get you behind the scenes. I'm going to talk to you one-on-one about what I have to offer rather than slinging it out there in the public. Because I want, when they are giving you that reluctance, be like, oh my gosh, okay, so today I decided that I am obsessed with the bars because I just finally got them in. So this is what I'm doing, and you totally need to jump on this, right? So it kind of feels exclusive. It kind of feels like there's a time-sensitive piece on it, right? And it kind of pushes them a little bit quicker to do things. Let me see. I am someone who, diamond to me is the new emerald. If you go into this as diamond as this lofty goal, like diamond's 12 people. If you sign up 2 people that you control already, that's 10 people. When you sit down at your Christmas table and you look, there's more than 10 people there, and I bet you they could all use your help, right? Especially after Christmas dinner. So to me, diamond is not a lofty goal. Diamond is the new emerald. Diamond is something you get to, because diamond isn't something you get to and it's your landing pad. It's your launching pad. You get to diamond, and then what happens? 2-star, gunning for it, bonus, 3rd CBC or 2nd CBC. You're blowing up, right? So if you look at it as something that's going to be this huge goal for you to achieve, that's what it's going to take to get there. A lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of grit, a lot of grind. If you look at it as, okay, I need to find 10 people because I've already got my 2 people I control, right? I need to find 10 people to fill this group and to get results from. And because those people are then going to be my walking billboards. Those people are going to be my marketing. Those people are going to be getting referrals and things like that. That's huge, right? That's like super exciting that now you have this 10 people that are walking around and showing everybody the results that your boot camp gave them. Okay. So for me, I try to give that as not so much like, oh my gosh, like diamond, like should you be celebrated for diamond up the wazoo? 100%. But if you go into it, because like I said, it's that launching pad. If you get to it and you're like, defense, 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 and you're like, oh my God, I need to make sure nobody moves, you're going to get stuck, right? You got to look at it and be like, all right, now what's next? And that's one thing in this business I have to say, you always have to have that mindset of what's next? What can I do different? And you have to be able to be conscious of evolving, understanding that algorithms are going to change, understanding that different people are going to fall off, people are going to quit, people are going to come back. It's just always this revolving door. So what are you going to do to accommodate that? What are you going to do to make sure that you stay in alignment with what your goals are? And then the last thing I want to drop, I've just like totally lost my train of thought, which like happens to me all the time. I'm like such a squirrel. I'll think of it. But for me, I'm someone with diamonds specifically, you just do it. If you make a decision to do it and you go all in on it and you do not give yourself a non-negotiable and you don't pansy out of it and you don't say it's hard and things like that, realize that everything in life is hard, right? We've all done things that are hard and we get through it. We navigate through it. That's going to be where a leader comes from. If you have a vision right now, and I'm sure you guys do vision boards and stuff like that. If you have a vision right now, there's nothing more defeating than getting to the end and being like, I probably could have. Right? Like we all can do, like I said, we are female, whatever we want to do, we can do. For those of you that are star diamond that are trying to launch into, higher star diamonds and going for elite and stuff like that, make it a non-negotiable and don't get stuck on your people, right? Because there's nothing worse than being stuck with people who don't want it for themselves. You got to find new people. You always have to find new people in this business. People fall off. People go away. People regret it. But people may not, right? But you always have to be open to the fact that, you know what? Susie doesn't want it. So I'm going to go find Jane who does. I'm going to keep going and find new people and constantly evolving. One last thing. With social media, everybody's so stuck on figuring out how to grow their following. Like everybody is stuck on this. Like, how do I hashtag? You are missing out. If you've got 50 followers, right? 50? There's like a 3-star diamond crew right there. If you keep following up, like block the noise, get rid of, focusing on having to do all these things and getting in these groups and paying for things and stuff like that. Focus on the people you got. They're your ride or dies. They're the people that aren't going anywhere. They're the people that are continuously following you. Those are people that are invested. And if they're watching your stories and you're talking about, Beachbody and coaching and things like that, they are interested. There is not one person who is watching my stories that would not be interested in what I'm doing, because otherwise it'd be super boring. And I know for myself, like way back in the day when I wasn't even interested in Beachbody, I would never follow a Beachbody coach because it would be boring to me. It would be annoying to me that they were doing that, right? So know your followers, understand your followers, and create a family vibe with your followers. Your followers are your future team. Are there people out there that are going to follow you? Are eventually you going to have to go find new followers? 100%. But if you're spending all your time doing business activities that are just growing about, that's not going to get you to diamond. having conversations, having, people that you can talk to, having people you're already invested to, that's what's going to get you to diamond. That's what's going to get you the new people who are going to want to catapult their business even further. I think that's it. Sorry. I kind of like go on tangents.
No, it was awesome. Like every bit of it, I'm like, gosh, I want to sign up again. It's so exciting. Like your energy, your excitement, your boldness. I love it.
Yeah,
and
that's
the one thing that stuck out at the very beginning, like you said yourself, the one thing that got me was the income progression. And that's
I'm terrified of posting mine. Like I'm terrified.
Me too. I don't.
Right.
I mean, I don't. But like you said that, and that's the same thing. Like I kind of looked at it like this whole coaching thing is just like this little thing. And then my coach, I took my phone to my husband and I was like, look what she made. I mean, I'm in her challenge group and I can do challenge groups. And I don't even want that much because that's crazy. I just want a little piece of that and I'll be happy. Like that was the turning point for me whenever I saw like that big old number and I was like,
right. But and that's something I tell my team, I call it, because I do like a whole social media like talk. And the one thing is your trigger post. So like you think about what post signed you up, what post was it? Was it transformation? Was it a financial progression? Like what was it? That should be in your post or your stuff every single week. Like that's your trigger post. It's going to get people that just like you. And so, yeah, I like got challenged about doing it. And I was like, I don't want to, because here's the thing. We're at a point now that our incomes don't really look attainable, right? They're kind of far off where it's like that dream income, not necessarily like, okay, well, yeah, you've been doing this for 3 years. Like, of course. I was like, well, yeah, do it for 3 years and do it too, right? But those of you that are diamond to like 4 or 5 star diamond, guys, your income progression is clutch right now because it's attainable. It's something people can taste. It's something that people can know that they can do. So it's silly not to talk about it. And I get it, it's like what other business like throws like, oh, I made a bonus. Like I did this. Like other businesses don't, but people also don't understand our business and they don't understand. And for me, like Melanie could have posted her income progression. I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. It was somebody that I knew that posted it. And I was like, well, she ain't going to post that to just post it. Like, it's got to be real. Right. And and I was a scary person to her. She would have never invited me, like totally scary to her. So for me, that was something that the legitimacy of somebody I knew. So realize that there's people in your life that if you drop something like that, and even if it's okay, I made $50 and I was able to buy groceries for a mom that stays home, that's huge. For those of us that are struggling to pay for gas and things like that, an extra $50 in your pocket, like insane.
That's what I wanted. I wanted a pedicure because I was a stay-at-home mom. I was like, I don't even want that. I want enough money to give myself a pedicure, and I didn't want to have to clip coupons at the grocery store anymore because I was really sick and tired of it. Like that was my goal when I signed up as a coach. It's crazy. I know. I shared some awesome tidbits and the motivation. I just love listening to you. It's like a total fire. I'm like, I need to go. I actually did post in my challenge group for probably like the first time about inviting them into my sneak peek. I'm doing one while like we go off to Mexico, but I don't do good at like messaging them as much. Now I'm going to be like, go check out the selfies and be like, who had the best selfie, and totally reach out.
I know what I'll even say, like on the bottom of that one post that's calling people, for the call to action for it, is I'll say on the bottom, and if you got to the bottom of this, you're 100% interested. So you need to click the link, because if they read the whole thing that I have to say.
See, it's your confidence.
Well, and that's what you have to have. If you have passion behind this business and you know, like, and that was something for me, again, I made the decision to do this and I'm like, I'm not going to be like everybody else who posts it and is like, do the dip. And they're like, they quit, right? I wanted to make this work and I was going to do whatever it took. It wasn't, try to be successful. It was, I will go until I'm successful. So there is that like fake it till you make it confidence behind it, where you got to act like you are Melanie Mitro and you're like doing stuff. You got to talk about that you're like freaking amazing and your challenge groups have these like amazing transformations. And so for me, when I shout out my emeralds, I say like, results guaranteed boot camp. You need to get in there. If you haven't seen this, like, oh my God, the transformation. And she's like, I don't even have a boot camp. I'm like, you're going to now. You're gonna figure it out. Like, I just talked about how amazing you are. You better stand up to that, right? But giving, fueling them with more, women, we like to just be empowered. So if you're loving on your people, they're gonna level up a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with the emerald. Like when my coach shouted me out for emerald, I'm like, I signed up my husband and my sister, and you called me a team.
Right.
And you just said like, I'm building this amazing team, and I didn't do that. That's so true. No, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. Are you going to Mexico tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I'll see you
'Cause
there.
I'm in Buffalo, so it's like snow central here too.
Yeah, we had snow yesterday. It's freezing. And I think like tomorrow it's going to be the same as we like fly out, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
really appreciate you taking the time to share with us. You had awesome, awesome takeaways for us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Anything from you, Mel?
I get nothing. Actually, I did think of something while I was sitting here, and I'm going to post it in the group. So if you're already diamond, I want everybody that's already diamond to actually print out the diamond bubbles, and I want you to set a goal for yourself to go diamond again. So like to go diamond in your first business center, create, sign up 8 coaches, get 2 new emeralds. And I want you to challenge yourself to do that, because I was listening to a podcast this morning too. And they were like, it was by John Maxwell. And he's like, if you want people to do something, you got to lead from the front. And so if you're kind of what Kristina said, if you post that and say, I'm going to go diamond, my diamond date is a month from today, and you fill in those bubbles and post it in your team page, how awesome is that as a motivator for your team to watch you do that? But also, what is that going to do for your income, for your volume, for your duplication process? So I'm actually going to challenge everybody to do that and set a date and lead by example. So that was just something I took away from what you said, Kristina.
Yeah, no, that's where everybody was asking how we popped so many this last month, and it was a no woman's left behind. We had like hashtag watch me go diamond. And we're like, we set a date and we're like, everybody's hitting by this date. And we're like, no woman left behind. Like, and we would say, what do you have left? What do you need help with? Let's get it done. And it was getting done, and everybody wanted to be involved in that. And it was a madhouse afterward, right? You're like, everyone's doing it together. We're women. We like to link arms. We like to do things together. So yeah, throw it down there and be like, who wants to do it with me? Get yourself in little pods and start pushing.
Did you do that through like a group, or did you just have like a chat thread?
Yeah, I kept saying, and I say this in diamond groups all the time, is I'm like, if this is your 3rd diamond group, that's one too many. If you're in a push, like that push, like you should be walking out of there as a diamond, right? Like if you're somebody here and you're just training and listening to videos, like it's actually, and usually I say this in the beginning and I didn't, or I'm like, I love that you guys have paying attention to me, but I'd rather you spend the hour inviting. That's what's going to move your business. It's not just listening to me, it's inviting. And I should have said that and I didn't, so sorry. But I always say, I'm like, invite. That's what's going to move your business forward. Not listening to me and not being in a training, not checking in and making sure that you did all the homework. You do the homework and then you 10X that. And that's what's going to happen. But yeah, we did a push and I said, I just don't want it to be a training. I want this to be a push, and it's all action, and that's all it is. And it was like, we ended up at the end, we popped 19 diamonds in 4 weeks. Between myself and then I had partnered with 2 other coaches, and we just went in and we're like, you had to be 5 coaches away from hitting diamond. It had to be a non-negotiable to hit it. And like, even the people who didn't hit it were only like 2-3 away. So like, they're going to be coming up too. And it was okay, now we got there. Now let's solidify it. And now let's launch. So it was something that it also takes like the right vibe of people so it was like, we're only taking people who really, really are saying that they want this. And we were kicking people out. If you weren't showing up, if you weren't doing the things, like, we want to keep this positive energy and we don't need someone complaining. And it's really become like a really cool movement.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's
really cool.
A huge accomplishment.
Yeah. I'm still kind of geeking out. I just like sent like my success partners, Josh Spencer. I'm like, could you go through my downline and check, because I'm kind of freaking out. Like, so.
I still do that sometimes.
That's exciting. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's crazy.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for being on here today. And I'll get this recording posted and put in the group. Tag your people that are in the group so that they go back and listen to it. And then we'll all print out our diamonds and we're going to go for it. So if you're a leader in the group, I'm holding you to it too. All right. Okay, guys. I will see you guys later. I'll see you guys, some of you in Mexico tomorrow. Safe travels, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.